Good evening, I'm Marta and I'm joined by my lovely co-worker Kim, and today we're presenting Study Essentials, the Importance of Paraphrasing. Before we go any further, I'd like to make an acknowledgement of country. The University of Canberra acknowledges the Ngunnawal people, traditional custodians of the lands where Bruce campus is situated. We wish to acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contribution they make to the life of Canberra and the region. We acknowledge all First Nations people on whose land we gather. All right. So, what is paraphrasing? Always remember that the final paraphrase should reflect your understanding of the text and be significantly different from the first text while keeping the original meaning of that text. Paraphrasing is important because it shows that you have understood the material and can express it in your own words. This is important for critical thinking. It helps you understand the content and can help with retention of the information, which is why paraphrasing is important for both your note-taking and your assessment writing. In academic writing or creative work, paraphrasing allows you to incorporate others' ideas into your own writing style. This might also be called your voice. By rewording someone else's ideas when still giving them credit, you can use their concepts or information without directly copying their words. This is showing academic integrity. All right, so once you have understood the purpose of your paraphrase, you can think about when and how to do it. Firstly, read the chosen text as many times as it takes for you to feel confident that you fully understand it. This will probably take time, so make sure you have reserved enough time for reading. Highlight the words that may need further clarification so you understand their meaning, but remember, paraphrasing is not just changing vocabulary, it's interpreting the meaning of the text and linking it to your own understanding of the topic. It's important that you always keep track of your reference details in your notes. If you are ever using information for an assignment, you'll be required to cite paraphrases appropriately. So during our brainstorm, a couple of you mentioned referencing as a good part of paraphrasing and a good part of why we're paraphrasing. So yeah, always make sure that you keep those references when you're paraphrasing. Otherwise, you might get into a little bit of trouble when you're trying to figure out where each resource came from when you're going to submit that assignment. Take it from someone who's been there. Okay, now let's talk about what to do next once we've thought about the meaning of paraphrasing. So the first thing you should do is read the selected text or source. Ask yourself, how much of the text do I understand? Then reread the text and find meanings of unknown words and phrases. You might like to use a dictionary for this, or you can just straight up Google, however you like to find your meanings of words. Cover the text and write in your own words. Review your paraphrase against the original. So to do this, ask yourself, have I retained the core meaning of the original text? Have I kept the technical words related to this field of study? Have I linked the main ideas of the text to my understanding of the topic? And have I included the reference details? We keep on going back to referencing, it's very important. All right, secondly, you hide the text and make a list of the main ideas that you can remember. This is done without looking at the text. The list of main ideas that you remember will be in your own words, and that means that you are already using synonyms. So well done. Don't worry about your word choices at this stage. This is just a draft. You may need to read the original text again, this time identifying other points that you think belong in your paraphrase. All right, to summarize all of this so far, if you're reading and taking notes, your paraphrasing will represent your understanding of the text. Remember to include all reference details. If you're writing an assignment and paraphrasing, your paraphrase will link the information from the text with your ideas. That's the purpose. A paraphrase is not just changing the vocabulary, it's thinking about the ideas in the text and rewriting that in your own voice. You will need to cite all paraphrases appropriately for assessments and for notes. Okay, I think I'm now handing over to Kim.
So we've done our own paraphrase, thinking back to the assignment question of what value do cats bring to modern households. So we're looking at that assignment question, and we've created from the original our own paraphrase. So you can read that through. I'll read it too as well, because it does, as you can see, it has more information to it, more connections, a little bit longer. Cats are valued in contemporary households due to their unique characteristics. Felis cactus cats, with their distinct combination of smooth fur and natural hunting instincts, have endeared themselves to humans for centuries. These self-reliant and curious creatures are known for their ability to switch from playful antics to moments of aloofness. Whether they are basking in the sun or engaging with toys, domestic cats have brought peace and happiness to numerous homes. By understanding the nuances of cat behavior, we can forge stronger connections with our furry companions and enrich both their lives and ours. All right, so we're going to go through some checks on this one. When you're looking at our example, what differences do you notice from this and the original? You can pop them into the chat if you can think of them. Now, we've looked at kind of how the two compare, and they'll be different, but we made sure that we linked our ideas carefully. And the second one, which someone pointed out, thank you very much, we did link our ideas back. It wasn't just a series of paraphrases. And we tried to make sure that it was very clear that we were answering the question. Now, in this section, we're looking at the different words. Can you tell me, do you think the paraphrase retains the core meaning of the original text? Do you think that they match up and we're still keeping the core meaning? You can do a little thumbs up or thumbs down to vote for that if you'd like. If you just pop your emojis in, or you can write yes or no in the chat. Okay, so we think that the core meaning has mostly been kept, which is important. So we have made it to the second item of our checklist and we're still good. That's important. All right, now we're looking at technical words. Have we made sure that the technical words are still clear in our paraphrase? Beautiful. Are there any that we could not change? Are there any words that we just could not choose a different one? Yeah, Felis cactus. It's really hard to change that. That's a very technical term, so we've left that alone. Can't change that one, can't find a synonym. We've also kept fur, which is fine. It's okay to occasionally keep one when you just can't find a synonym that works well for it. All right, so we're looking at how we've related the ideas to the text. So do you feel that the paraphrase reflects the writer's understanding of the value of cats? And there's kind of a cheat on the left there to try to show you where those linking information is, and we've highlighted them. Do you think that that shows understanding on the part of the writer? Great, yeah. So we have put over there that we are looking at cats are valued for their unique characteristics and create a bond that enriches the lives for both cats and humans. So we try to make sure that it's clear that we've answered the question. If we went longer, obviously, and it wasn't just a short snippet, then we would want to probably connect even more and give some more examples and tie it in further if it was a full essay. But for this short little excerpt, we've tied it back to our understanding so it just doesn't sit alone as a paraphrase. All right, now the last tick that we're going to check here, did we use referencing appropriately? Now we don't have a reference list here, but did we use it within the excerpt? When you paraphrase, you still have to reference, and that's something that some people often will come in asking at the beginning of semester for their first assignment, and it's something that you need to be aware of, even if it's not a direct quote. Putting it in your own words does not mean that you don't reference. You have to take any information, images, text, quotes, anything that you've taken even ideas from, and you have to reference it. So that's very important to remember. Even though the vocabulary has changed significantly, the ideas still belong to the author, and you need to reference those. And that goes back to why we do paraphrase, which is we still want to reference correctly. All right, so referencing is an essential part of maintaining academic integrity. In-text citations and footnotes are an essential part of paraphrasing because they give that proper credit to the original source. Paraphrasing involves restating someone else's ideas in your own words, but the ideas still belong to the author. And always check your unit guidelines for the referencing style. I need to make sure that's very clear. Your unit outline should have most of the information about your referencing style. If you are unsure, check with your unit convener so that you know what referencing style they are following. There's numerous different referencing styles on the UC referencing guide, and you want to make sure that you have followed the correct one for your unit. And always make sure that for anything you reference in text, you also have a match on your reference list. Now, I've mentioned the UC referencing guide. We do have videos on our study help site under referencing that you can look at about using the referencing guide, but you can also come to us for help if you need some help with that. It's important to start with thinking about the purpose, about why you are paraphrasing. So that's why I kept going back to that. We talked about the purpose, about why you're paraphrasing at the very beginning, and one of the big ones is to show your understanding, to reference correctly. So those are some of the really most important parts of paraphrasing because that suits your purpose. Read the selected text or source. Make sure you understand it very clearly. Reread it as much as you need. Get an understanding. Cover the text and write it in your own words, and then review the paraphrase and make changes. So make sure it has the core meaning, technical words that are required are in it, that you've linked the information from the text to your own ideas, and that you've included reference details. And then make any changes that are needed. So you've covered that very well. Well done. I'll go back to that actually. If you want to take a screenshot of this, this is a really good time to do that. So this is really the core part of this presentation are these steps. And when you walk away from this, if you have at least taken a screenshot or taken an image of this, then you'll know the main steps to making sure that you're paraphrasing correctly. So this is your takeaway. Take this checklist and use it when you're going through your paraphrasing. So Library and Study Skills offers a number of different supports on campus and online. We offer help with anything really study related, and if you go to the study help site, there's a lot of information there, and anything on that site, any of the topics covered, we can also help online and on campus with. So we have some videos on the study help site that you can refer to, short animations, things like that with tips. But if you want one-on-one assistance on your exact question, then you can find us. There's a chat button on the library site and the study help site. And during normal business hours, someone from the library or study skills will be there to answer your questions. When it's not during normal business hours, it will have an FAQ section, and you can, if it's not answered in the FAQ, submit a question to be answered during email. But we can help with time management, online learning sites, assessment writing. We can give you feedback on what you've written. We can help you with your referencing and give you an idea if you're on the right track and help you look through the referencing guide to make sure that you've done those correctly. Researching, note-taking, English language skills. We can help you more on academic integrity questions that you have. So we can do quite a few different types of supports. And you can find us through the links that are labeled at the bottom of the page. We have lots of different support services on campus, so you might find that that is useful as well. We have Ask Advisors, Chat, Research and Referencing Drop-In, so you can have a look at all of those and how you can get support. And then Studiosity this semester is 24/7 unlimited. It is AI powered, but they try to make sure that it is a bespoke AI, so it won't give you the answers, it won't write the text for you, which is why it is something that is acceptable for UC policies. So the AI-powered feedback provides feedback on grammar, where it provides the rules as well as suggestions on how to reword it, language structure, and even the use of critical thinking. So did you show your understanding, which is a great thing. So that is our 24/7 part. That might be very helpful. So we are here to help you on campus on level B of the library and through the online chat. But if you need it outside of normal business hours, then you may find that the Studiosity is also helpful. Have a very nice night for you all who are leaving. I hope that you enjoyed the session. Thank you for coming. We really enjoyed having you, and you were very helpful as an audience.